Much will being home help?
I think it'll help a lot. I mean, you saw in the first two games, just Boston using their crowd. They play extremely well at home, so I think us just being back off of that 3-day break and being back at the Q would be huge for us.
And what are they doing? I mean, is this the least comfortable the Cavs have been offensively?
I think they do a really good job of contesting shots. They've been physical the entire playoffs, and Brad Stevens is going to put them. I mean, not only in the offensive end but on defensive end, put them in a really great positions to succeed. And I think their strength is their entire team. They play extremely well. Guys are stepping up throughout the course of the playoffs. So, like I said, we just have to bring it at home and make sure we come out and are in attack mode.
Are they defending you differently than they did in the regular season?
I don't know. I just think they have really executed on both sides of the ball. And I mentioned in the post game after game 2 that they were getting to a lot of 50-50 balls that we weren't, and those are ones that we have to really pick up. And like I mentioned, those are the ones you have to get at home as well. So they took care of home court. Now we just have to do the same in game 3.
Have you guys said that there have been moments of frustration this season because the bar is so high here? Do you feel that way too, that frustration's been a problem at times?
Well, I mean, it's been said it's felt like a number of seasons in one. Frustration has, I mean, it's always going to happen within a season. I mean, it's 82 games, there's highs and there's lows. So I think the expectation is very high here because of the talent that we have and the group of veterans that we have and what we believe we're capable of. So, I think anytime you lose, there's going to be some frustration and, ways to get better. And guys need to pick up their level of play, but that's all the way across the board.
Kevin, how do you guys get the ball moving more on the offensive end of the floor? I think you guys have like 36 assists on 68 field goals, and Boston's like in the 50s on like 85. How do you guys ramp those assist numbers up and get the flow going off?
That's actually something we've been working on the past few days, just making sure that we have a lot of movement. We're not stagnant. There have been times throughout this run so far that, especially in the second half, where we've either thrown the ball into Bron or myself and we've kind of stopped. So we're finding ways to just get the ball to the next side. If it's swung, don't go back to the same side. Kind of cross-grain it, get it to the next man, and kind of make those swing passes because you're seeing that a lot. You're seeing it in the Western Conference games with both those teams. Boston's doing a lot, so we need to follow suit and do that as well. Get better shots.
Kev, there's been a lot of talk about you guys matching their physicality. Is there a fine line or any kind of danger in doing that you kind of take yourselves out of your own game?
Maybe, and I think we talked about it yesterday too. Just the each game in the playoffs is so different, and you never know how it's going to be officiated. But I think just their intensity has been very high. Not to say ours hasn't been, but they use their crowd to their advantage. They play physical basketball, and we're able to get to a lot of possessions that it seems like when you have energy and you play extremely hard, the ball sometimes seems to find you.
Only so many of your teammates actually have the responsibility to bring the ball up the court, and they really affect the pace. Have you seen games where the pace hasn't been what you wanted, and in the moment people get that recognition and actually change it for the better? And how does that happen?
I think everybody that's been here or been around knows that Ty always stresses that. Like, not looking at the bench when they score, there's a mess up or a breakdown on the defensive end, getting that ball out, Mr. Make, and playing with pace. So that's something that we've always preached here. We feel like you've seen it, that they've been able to contest so many of our shots, and that always brings the percentages down. So when we play with pace and we're able to let Bron play downhill and those other guys play downhill, that we're able to open up the floor and get those shots that we want. So and shoot a higher percentage. So I think that's key for us, and that is also something else that we stress not only in our film session but in practice the last few days.
It's the postseason. I think every game is a must-win.
Every moment is big in the playoffs. That's on all of our minds.
I live for those moments.
I go out there every night and fight and try to help this team win.
We know what we're capable of. We look forward to even more of a challenge.
Giving it your all, leaving it all out on the floor.
It takes toughness, grit.
Do whatever it takes to help us win.
I'll do whatever it takes for this team.
Whatever it takes.
Don't take these moments for granted.
Be a part of the Eastern Conference Finals. Get your tickets at Cavs.com/tickets.